For centuries, humanity has stared into the night skies searching for meaning, crafting theories, drawing cosmic maps, and imagining our place in an incomprehensibly vast universe. But today, all of that, our physics, our cosmology, and our understanding of reality itself, has been shaken to its foundations. Because what the James Webb Space Telescope has revealed, was never supposed to exist. Galaxies appearing older than the universe should allow, planets far too massive to have formed where they are, structures arranged with mathematical precision, and even a steady, rhythmic signal with no natural explanation. These aren't minor anomalies. They are fractures in the very framework of our scientific worldview. This is not another routine discovery. This is a confrontation between what we believe the universe should be, and what the universe actually is. The cosmic patterns that shouldn't be there. In a set of ultra-deep observations, the James Webb Telescope returned images more detailed than anything humanity has ever captured. But within the beauty of those images, researchers began spotting patterns that defy chaos. In the galaxy cluster Abell 2744, tiny points of light lined up in immaculate symmetry, forming geometric arrangements that do not match any known process of galaxy formation. In NGC 1365, a grand spiral galaxy, the motion of stars showed gravitational behavior that contradicts the basic rules written in every textbook. Then it escalated. The more the telescope observed, the stranger the cosmos looked. Repeating structures stretching across billions of light years. Patterns appearing in locations too distant to ever have influenced each other. Alignments that were simply too perfect to blame on coincidence. Quietly, behind scientific doors, a whisper began spreading. What if this isn't randomness? What if its structure, the planet that shouldn't exist? One of Webb's major targets was a giant exoplanet, HIP 65426b, hundreds of light years away. What Webb uncovered defied every known model of planetary formation. The planet is 7 times more massive than Jupiter. It orbits 3 times farther out than Neptune. Its star is far too young, barely 15 million years old, to have grown such a world naturally. There is no debris disk. No leftover material. No gravitational pathway for such a massive planet to form that quickly. Some astronomers have begun asking a question that sounds more like science fiction than science. What if this world didn't form here at all? What if it was moved here, or built elsewhere? A relic from an older cosmic era. A world transplanted across time. For now, all we can do is stare at a lonely planet glowing at thousands of degrees, an impossible presence in a system that should never have had the time to make it. The perfect lens. Webb also captured an Einstein ring around the galaxy J418, a gravitational lens so precise that the alignment had to be exact to a microscopic margin across billions of light years of distance. This level of perfection shouldn't happen naturally. The odds are astronomical. Yet, there it sits, a flawless circle in the void. Some researchers now wonder, is this chance? Or is it a glimpse into a deeper order woven into space-time itself? A structure across billions of light years. One of the most controversial finds came from an immense intergalactic filament, a cosmic thread over 1 billion light years long. Filaments are known parts of the cosmic web, but this one is different. Its galaxies align with uncanny consistency. Dark matter clusters at equal intervals. Vast empty voids repeat in a patterned rhythm. It looks less like a natural filament, and more like a framework. A grid. Almost an architectural imprint left on the universe. Some dismiss it as pareidolia, our minds forcing patterns onto randomness. But others argue that if an ancient intelligence or an earlier cosmic phase once shaped the universe, this is exactly the kind of trace we would expect to see. For years, astronomers believed that the universe was a vast, indifferent machine, expanding, cooling, drifting toward silence. But as telescopes grew sharper and our mathematics more precise, cracks began to appear in that old certainty. Because the deeper we look, the more the cosmos behaves like something that remembers. The cosmic pattern that shouldn't exist. When scientists began mapping dark matter with unprecedented precision, they found something unsettling. Across billions of light-years, galaxy clusters formed shapes that looked strangely familiar, curves, spirals, and arcs that echoed structures from entirely different eras of the universe. The strange part? Some of these echoes came from clusters separated by 10 billion years of cosmic time, too far apart to influence one another. It was like discovering two ancient cities on opposite sides of Earth, built with the same blueprint. This raised a possibility that was once dismissed as science fiction. What if dark matter stores information? Not information in the human sense, not language or memory, but gravitational patterns. Like ripples frozen into the fabric of space itself. If so, then every galaxy today may be shaped partly by something born before the Milky Way even existed. A hidden archive. A cosmic memory. The signal in the void, but then came the discovery that changed everything. During a routine deep field scan, Webb aimed at a patch of sky so empty that even Hubble barely found a handful of faint galaxies there. Webb expected silence. Instead, it found pulses. Soft flashes of infrared light, so faint that they were almost lost in the background. But they were precise. Measured. Repeating with a rhythm too perfect to be natural. It wasn't a pulsar. It wasn't a quasar. There was no star, no dust, no heat, no mass, nothing that should produce light, ever. Yet something was flashing. Something in the dark. Researchers ran the data again. The pulses returned. They tried checking for spacecraft interference. Nothing. Solar reflection? Impossible in that region. Gravitational lensing distortions? The timing was too exact. So someone whispered the question no one wanted to say aloud. What if it's not a signal we're meant to hear? What if it's a signal we're meant to notice? A beacon without a sender. A message without a voice. Something that reacts only when the universe is observed with the right eyes. And now that we have those eyes, it's responding. The universe was never silent. The James Webb Telescope was designed to reveal the early universe, to show stars being born in the first billion years after the Big Bang. But what Webb is revealing goes far deeper, structures with mathematical precision. Galaxies that formed too early, too large, too fast. Planets with chemical signatures that shouldn't exist. Light patterns that repeat in ways probabilities cannot explain. Signals emerging from regions where nothing should be. Individually, they would be anomalies. Together, they look like intention. Not human intention. Not alien intention. Something older. Something foundational. A blueprint. A pattern. A memory. We were never just observers for the first time in history. Humanity is forced to consider a question that once belonged only to philosophers. Is the universe thinking? Or more precisely, does the universe possess a structure so deep, so interconnected, that everything within it is influenced by a memory we are only now beginning to detect? Because the more we study the cosmos, the more it behaves like a system that evolves with feedback, as if every era leaves a trace that shapes the next. Dark matter might record these traces. Gravity might replay them. Light might carry the echoes. And we, life, intelligence, consciousness, may not be an accident of physics. We may be part of the recording. The message in reality itself. If the faint pulses in the void are real, and Webb's data suggests they are, then the universe may not be a silent wilderness. It may be a vast, ancient network whispering through gravity and light. A message encoded not in symbols, but in the architecture of existence. A message waiting for someone, anyone, to look deep enough to notice. And now, we finally have. What James Webb is showing us is not just the origin of galaxies, or the birth of stars, or the chemistry of far-off worlds. It is showing us that reality has layers. Patterns. Memory. That the universe is not empty, it is aware in ways we are only beginning to understand. And after what Webb has revealed, humanity will never look at the night sky the same way again.